Good morning, Professor Kamal LMIMOUNI. So you are going to talk about PhD, all around PhD, so the structure of doctoral program, what is doctoral college, and maybe other things about it. So you have a time limited. I will try to respect it. It's when you want. You can start.
Okay, thank you very much.
And maybe, oh yes, just a reminder, PhD students, so you can ask a question on the live chat. I will try to give them to the speakers as soon as I can. Maybe I will interrupt them in your presentation. Sorry for this. But you can ask questions on the chat, and I will take them as soon as I can. So,
thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you to give me the opportunity to welcome again the PhD students for this session, this morning sessions. So I was talking about the regional PhD studies organization, and as I said, this is quite complex because different context, different actors are contributing to your PhD for your stay. That I hope it will be very interesting and very exciting years in your studies. The first actor is your team, your supervisor, and you do your research in a group in what we call the Research Unit in laboratory, and this laboratory is taking place between the laboratories of a doctoral school. The doctoral school federates one or more institutions up to the regional area according to their research thematic. For example, we can take an example of Sciences pour l'ingénieur, SPI, that referred by a unique number, 072, and gather all the engineering topics, chemistry, engineering, electronics, and also. And every doctoral school is dedicated to very specified skills and topics. And then you have the doctoral college that federate all these doctoral schools. There are 6 doctoral schools, as I will present you in a few minutes. 3 of them are dedicated to science and engineering, and the third are dedicated to the humanities, law, social studies. So you are here in what we call the LMD systems. LMD stands from bachelor, master's, and doctorate programs, and there are 3 degrees. These 3 degrees are recognized by France, but also by at the European level, and these diplomas are translated into European fines called ECTS. These European credits are presented here that allows you to make some exchange between the other universities in Europe, and you can continue, for example, your study in other European university. And each of 3 training cycles, bachelor, master, and doctorate, is declined in fields, marketing, for example, financial, and functions like product managers, business engineer, and also. So the French higher education system is presented here. Well, it's very small, so I don't know if you can see all the mentions here in this slide. But the most important things that they are the first degree bachelor, the second master's, and the doctorates that allow you to be here in this day. As I say, the LMD patterns was deployed by all European countries, and the aim is to harmonize the higher education systems in Europe. The goal of this approach are, as I said, to facilitate degree equivalence and transcript of record exchange at the international level, and to facilitate the mobility of students and their access to the job market in the political European area and more generally worldwide. The national PhD studies organizations you prepare your PhD under the responsibility of a supervisors, which we call thesis supervisors, in the framework of Researcher Unite, as I said, integrated in a doctoral school. The duration of PhD are 3 years in experimental science, often a little bit longer in humanities, and the doctoral school gathered research teams from one or several higher research and development institutions around scientific topics. And the doctoral schools are identified with a unique number, as we see, for example, of SPA 072. Their numbers change with school merging, closure, and creations because there are many movements in the formation of this laboratory. The PhD is also prepared for development career through training sessions, seminar and interdisciplinships, and opening to the industrial world and other socio-economic actors. And as mentioned my colleague, the doctoral college will be a part of this development career for PhD. So the national PhD studies organizations begin by a mutual agreement between the PhD student and your supervisors. You know, you are in quite special situations because you are student, because you are in university or engineering school and you have an inscription, but you are as employer because you have a contract to do this research in some discipline and some doctoral school. So you have to this contract, this agreement will stipulate the rights and duties, and the document is co-signed by the PhD students, the supervisor, the directors of the laboratory, and the doctoral school. So the duration is 3 years maximum. The 4th year is considered as exceptional and must be well motivated by supervisor. So 3 years is very fast, and so you have to take all advantages of these 3 years. The thesis defense, after 3 years of very interesting and exciting research, I hope for you, the preparation of the defense is quite things that necessitate your attentions, because you have to do that 7 weeks before the defense and prepare your manuscript. The thesis has to send to reviewers. The reviewers must be external to your institutions and generally external to the Région Hauts-de-France. The meaning of that is that the persons who are going to give evaluation of PhD must be an external persons and don't work with you in the same you are not involved in the same group, for example, or same collaborations. At least half of the jury for the PhD defense must be external to the home university and composed by professors or equivalents. 2 reviewers write a first report, given or not the formal authorizations to the defense to be held, and if he did, and if he's okay for the PhD defense, you can make the defense after the defense. And after the defense, the jury president writes another report in which is appreciated the quality of the presentations and the ability of the PhD student to answer to the questions. And you get, which I hope for everybody, your diploma just after. So let's come back to the region in which you came. We are in what we call the Hauts-de-France. We are on top of France. And this region is very interesting because it's very close to many other countries, European countries. You are very close to Belgium, are about 40 minutes from Amsterdam, 3 hours and a half from United Kingdom, and this is make you possibility to make some interactions with universities that can be, and institutions that are in this European area. So the region of Hauts-de-France are deployed here in this map, and I will not be very long in these sections because there are some presentations about this in this morning.
Yes, and I have a question. just for the point before, because you were telling that fourth year is considered as exceptional. But it's Andres that is asking if it's not, if it's so exceptional, or most PhD students take a fourth year. Is it really exceptional? Or
so in the scientific topics, generally the fourth year is very specific. It's not very common. So they must pass an exam and to well motivate why they need a fourth year. But in some other sections, some topics from humanities, they can go until a number of years, 4, 5, or 6 years. So it's 3 years is quite the
rule.
The rule for scientific doctoral school.
Okay, so it's more exceptional in science.
Yes, to go to the fourth.
Okay. And you were talking about Région Hauts-de-France. It's something very important because Région is founding thesis.
Yes, yes, there are about 100, more than 100 doctoral financial support made by the region, because the region want to develop the economy and all things in the region. So they believe, and we believe on PhD students and potentials, and we are convinced that they can bring something very interesting and an added value to the region. It's why the region is also contribute to the development of the research and welcoming PhD students.
Okay.
And in the region, we have what we call the north versions and the south versions. There are some institutions who are academic universities. For example, you have the University of Lille, Central Lille Institute, which is an engineering school, IMT Lille-Douai, which is another engineering school, and UPHF, Université of Valenciennes. And these institutions can give the diploma of PhD, because we are going to have diploma of University of Lille, of Central, of IMT, or Valenciennes.
And what is important is that doctoral college is for those foreign institutions.
Yes, we have in charge all the PhDs in these 4 institutions. And there are other universities and in all de France that mentioned here. For example, University of Littoral Côte d'Opale, Université d'Artois, Université Picardie Jules Verne. So the doctoral college is not involved in this university, but we have many actions coming together with these universities to develop some opportunities of the PhD students. Okay, so some indications and some key figures for the region. We are 4 million inhabitants in the region, and there are 165,000 students, more than 14,000 international students, and more than 8,300 master degrees per year. So the research potential in the region is very interesting. We have 4 universities and 3 engineering schools, as I said, about 18 research laboratories or research units. You have approximately 70% of research in place in lab associated to what we call the National Research Organization, CNRS, in CERN, in RIA, INRA, and 6 thematic doctoral schools, and you are about 2,700 PhD students, and 38% are international students that come for preparing the PhD. And you are supervised by 2,000 thesis supervisors that have what we call HDR, habilitation à diriger de recherche, which is a higher diploma that say that this professor or these researchers can have a charge some PhD students to supervise them. And every year in the region we have approximately 500 PhD defense. So we spoke about the doctoral school. We have 6 doctoral schools. The first one is, I will say the sigle in French, to SMRE, which is the Matter Radiations and Environment, and we had Joël Cuguen, which is the director of the college, which is deputy director of this doctoral school. We have the SPI, Sciences pour l'ingénieur, Engineering and Science, BSL, Biology and Health, Sésame, Sciences économiques, sociales, de l'aménagement et du management, Economics and Social Science, Planning and Management, SHS, Sciences de l'homme et de la société, Humanities and Social Science, and SJPG, Sciences juridiques, politique et gestion, Law, Politics and Management. So these 6 doctoral schools are gathering all the topics and skills in which you are preparing your PhD. Maybe you have some information about the person who are inscribed in this day from international PhD students, and certainly you are from this 6 doctoral school. Especially in scientific doctoral school, we have more than 45 or 50% international PhD students. So the doctoral school have some missions and objectives. The first one is to coordinate the PhD students program and monitoring their CV. Authorization for thesis registrations at the beginning of each year, and implementation of the thesis charter with possible mediations if necessary. We hope that it does not happen, but you have to know that you have some what we call the CIC, comité de suivi de thèse, ou comité de suivi individuel maintenant, and this meeting with person from the doctoral school let you to give you the possibility to discuss with them and show them if is there any problem in your PhD, and they can also follow your progression and your results. And for example, for some scientific doctoral school, you have to make this CAC and to have the authorizations to get to this in the second year. You make your subscriptions in second year. And doctoral school offer additional scientific and technical trainings and support for the organizations of summer, winter, for example, young research schools, and also. The doctoral school promote also the interdisciplinary and international mobility, and like transdisciplinarity, seminars, mobility meetings, financial support for mobility, implementations of agreements with international partners. So this is the actions, the main actions of the doctoral school. Now we have the doctoral college. The doctoral college is gathered this C6 doctoral school, as you say. He's the staff of the doctoral college. Joël Cuguen, the director. I'm the deputy director, and we have centrally many. You will have certainly many communications with Aisha Arab, who is the administrative director of the college, and with Clémentine Duret, for example, for the trainings, Frédéric for international partners, and Amandine Détré for administrative work. So, as my colleague said, we have 3 actions. The first one is to program trainings for you, but these trainings are multidisciplinary. in contrast of the trainings organized by the doctoral school, the college doctoral will allow you to follow some trainings and some courses, but to prepare you for the future and for your career after the PhD. Because PhD is just one adventure that you will spend in 3 years, and we make some trainings that are offered of all these PhD from this 6 doctoral school. And this thing is very interesting because you are in your laboratory, you have some colleagues, but you are in quite the same topics, and these trainings will allow you to exchange, to share with other PhD students that are from very different skills compared to you. The second activity is the mobility, international mobilities, especially the outgoing mobilities, and welcoming some seminar, some visiting professors. And the third actions of the doctoral college is the promotion of the PhD, because in French, PhD is not well recognized, unfortunately, as we want, and we have some actions to do, some communication actions to promote the PhD and to make some interactions between the PhD students and the socioeconomic actors. So for the first action, training actions, well, I will not speak about this slide. So the first action is the trainings that we allow for you. So here you have the catalog of the trainings that are offered to the PhD. You have 4 itineraries, trainings. The first one is what we call Docteur et Entreprise. It means all the training sessions dedicated to an insertions and to have opportunities in companies. The second one is entrepreneurial, to allow you facilities for the company creations, for example. The third one is teaching, if you want to become a lecturer, and the other one is what we called here in French, sorry for the slide that are in French, poursuite de carrière, that allow you to make to have some opportunities, careers in companies, but not in research and development. So the catalog is very rich. There are many training sessions. We have about 92 trainings. We have 71 are in French, unfortunately. But if your level in French, and I'm sure for some of you is okay, you can follow these French courses. But there are also 21 training sessions in English, some conferences. We have 6 conferences, and we have 8 training sessions dedicated to ethics and scientific integrity, because it's a very interesting area, and every PhD student in all topics must know. And every year we try to add newer training sessions, and this year, for example, we have 19 newer sessions. I can mention 2 of them. The first one is about harassment, and the second one is about entrepreneurship, especially deep tech, for the creation of companies. That I ask you very much to follow these actions, because it's very interesting and important for you.
And where can we find this catalog?
So this catalog is in your what you call ADUM environment, and ADUM is dedicated for the PhD students, for the supervisors, for the doctoral school, for the college, and for the institutions. And you need it for your inscriptions, for example. You already use it for your inscriptions. You are going to use it for the PhD defense, and you are going to find all this catalog and training offers in the website ADUM. So we have 77 training sessions that are okay for the first year, and you can follow that from now. I will present after how you can subscribe to these formations. Okay. So, as I mentioned, all this catalog is in the website ADUM, and you have some steps to subscribe for the training sessions that in which you are interested. So the offer is already known, is published on the ADUM website. You have to choose and to subscribe yourself in 2 months before the beginning of the sessions. You are we have two lists of PhD students, depending on the number of the PhD students interested in each session, and we have you have to make some motivations, because the ideal is to build your training and your career plan depending on what you want to do after your PhD, and the session and the participation to the sessions have to be motivated to allow us to choose the right persons for the right training sessions. And yes, after the training sessions, you are invited to give an evaluation of your training, because it allows us to improve and to take care to your recommendations and your remarks in the future.
I have a question on the chat about formation suivie hors catalogue. You mentioned this just before. Mm-hmm. She wants to know, he or she, to whom should I write in order to get them clarified? She belongs to doctoral school SHS.
Yes, if there is other training session that you followed, you have to present to your doctoral school the program and the hour you follow, and the doctoral school will give you credits depending on the program and the durations of the training sessions, if the training sessions is well organized and okay for you.
Okay, so it's doctoral school SHS. I think they have meetings this afternoon. Maybe they can talk about it during this time?
Yeah. Okay. Especially dedicated to doctoral school, to humanities. Doctoral school.
Only for SHS this afternoon. Okay, thank you.
So here is the calendar of the specific event, but I will maybe describe some interesting and important actions we made in this doctoral college. For example, these are the action of communications, but not also communications. It's some event that can allow you to have some facilities and informations about, for example, the opportunities of career for PhD. The first is a PhD job day online. We have some workshops sessions. It will be held this year on 12 and 15 of February 2021. And you have some information about the requirements on 18 of February, and there are some persons that will guide you for the CV, for how to present your work, how to speak about your work, and etc. So there are another event is that the visit of some companies, OVH, Cloud, which is in the regions. It will take place online on 17 December from 2 and 16. There were other additional visits, for example, for the Parliament, and also we already made. And there are some conferences. Here you have some topics of the conferences organized. We have some events like this day, the PhD days, and generally it takes 2 days to welcome the international PhD students, but due to the sanitary crisis, we also changed the configurations of the PhD. And we have a big event that is called the StarDoc. It was made in 24 November to welcome all the PhD students in their first year. The different training sessions are organized to allow you to get some experience or some information about your career. For example, for persons that are interested for consulting careers, we have some trainings. For example, the first one will be held in 16, 17 and 18 of December. We have an event very interesting that called Challenge Doc. It means that company will come with some problematic, some questions to improve their performances, and a group of PhD students that are from different topics, different doctoral school, humanities, scientific doctoral school, and also that are working together during 3 days and make some answers for the company. So it's very interesting exercise to have interactions with companies and to see the different problematic that can be challenged in companies. And as my colleague said, you are going to have in this morning presentations of the group of consulid for consulting careers, and you can have all information about this if you are interested. There are another event that we call the doctoral. It's a very interesting exercise for the creation of activity of companies, and you will have some seminars, some working exercise a day with a professional team, and you are in 5 days you are going to have some keys how to create your activity or how to create an activity. As I say and mentioned a couple of minutes before, you have since this year an entrepreneurial trainings about the topic of deep tech. So the first sessions will take place in 6 and 7 January, and 21st and 32nd of January, and 6 and 7 of May. So these sessions are also in French and in English. So you are welcome to follow this, and you are encouraged to follow these training sessions. It will allow you to learn how to create your activity or your company. So because we have some problems unfortunately with creation of companies here in France. Many of the PhD say that it's not for me, I'm not able to do that. It's very things that we have to change, because as I said, we believe in the potential of innovations in PhD students, and I'm sure with these sessions they are going to see the company creations from a very different view, and they can maybe know that it's possible in all the topics and in all doctoral schools, from doctoral schools.
And we should say also, it's not the moment.
Huh?
We should say also, it's not the moment because of COVID.
Yeah, but COVID, I think, I hope that it will be limited in time. Maybe we hope with this vaccine and with all other opportunities we can go. This crisis will be behind us.
Yeah.
But the idea is we need innovations also in this sanitary crisis, because many of activities were developed in this crisis, and it seems that there are opportunities anytime during the crisis and certainly after the crisis. And you will be awarded, because there are some we can give some prizes for the good interactions, for example, with socioeconomic actors. And for example, you can follow tomorrow the Force Awards, which is competitions to give prizes for the good collaborations between PhD students, academic sessions, and companies. We have another interesting event that we call the MT 118, ma thèse en 180 secondes. It's how to present your PhD work in just 3 minutes. So it's a very interesting exercise, because every PhD students is in here topic, involved in scientific or special other topics, but how to speak about his work to persons that are not involved in research, it's a very challenging thing. So with this training sessions, you are going to have some information, some courses, some
tools, some
advices, and Frédéric, who is here, participate actively to this event and can give you information to how to present your work to all kind of peoples. And these sessions will be, this is in France, MT en 180 secondes, and it's international competitions, because we have final, I think we can say that, final competitions, in regional competitions, and then national competitions, and after international competitions.
But it's in French.
But it's in French. But we have, for persons who don't speak French, we have the equivalent in English, and it's not mentioned here, but we have this competitions for what we call the TEDx, like the TEDx talk, and preparation, but it's not the same, because it's not national competitions, it's just regional competition, but it's okay for this exercises in English. And at last we have some innovation bootcamp. For example, we are involved in the doctoral college in a project that we call TransUniv. I will speak about a little bit after. And we organize some innovation bootcamp, and dedicated, for example, to the circular economy for these sessions. And we already have some bootcamps in smart energies and also. So these are some example of the activities we offer. In the international actions, we have, as we said, mobilities, ongoing mobilities, visiting profession program, and we have also prizes for every year for 2 PhD, prix de thèse internationale. So this prize is to recognize the international activity of PhD. For example, if you develop some collaborations with other laboratories, if you move to another laboratories to spend some such time to develop your research, and if you did a very interesting PhD with publications and many communications. We have a prize for this every year is distributed, one for the humanities sections and the other one in scientific sections, and the price is 2,500 euro. So the financial, the outgoing mobilities, every year we try to co-finance up to 3,000 euro in the framework of PhD's research project, PhD international meeting, for example, international project carried out by regional PhD associations. So the next call for projects for these mobilities will be held in the beginning of 2021. We participate to the financial support of incoming mobility for visiting professor program, 20,000 euro per year, an opportunity to welcome internationally reputed professors for short stays, 1 week approximately, and main activity to deliver seminar in their field of competence, mainly to PhD students. And we welcome every year, I think, 6 scientific visiting professor. And about the International Research Awards, as I said, one for the humanities and one for science and technology. And the criteria is the scientific excellence and international nature of thesis, joint supervisions or international program, Erasmus Mundus, Marie Curie, and also, but it's not, you can apply if you are not involved in this program. But, and the award, as I said, 2,500. So as I mentioned, the catalog of what the doctoral college offer for the PhD is very large. So there are some persons that can you contact for giving you advices and help that we call the référents parcours professionnel, career referent, professional career referent. I've translated in English, I don't know if it's okay. And these persons can give you some advices about the choice of the program you are going to follow. They can give you advices for screening your CV, to construct your competences and our skills, and also, and there are 16 persons that are in the laboratories that are distributed to all the laboratory, not all, but part of them, and you can contact them. You can find in the last page, I think, from the trainings catalog, the name of the persons, and you can contact them directly. They are in your laboratories, maybe, and have some information. But please don't hesitate to contact us and let us to give you all the information you need. We are very happy to do the best to get you in a very good project career after your PhD. You know this. Now that you are in the beginning of this process of PhD, we are here to give you all you need, and we try to do our best to give you all the potential and formation and trainings, and also for preparing your career, your professional career, because we believe that you can give very added value to the regions, to the socioeconomic situations, and also because the research is very important for us.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Kamal LMIMOUNI. I think it's very clear because I don't have a lot of questions on the chat, so it was very clear. can we show the picture with contact? Because you can find my contact. The phone number is mine. You have an email address that you can contact also. It's me, it's Kamal, it's Joël who are behind this address. And we have also social network accounts, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and now we have a YouTube channel. It is beginning today. We hope we can give you more videos. Anyway, you will find all this seminar in this channel. Maybe in 1 week or 2 weeks, you can have all those videos. So you can see them if some information are not so clear for you, or you can contact us just like Kamal said. So we ended on time. I will welcome another speaker in a few minutes. I will take a break, 5 minutes, just in order to contact her because she's online also, she's in Paris. So I will contact her by Zoom and we are coming back in 5 minutes. See you right now.